And we are live. So, on the playlist today, we. Wait, hold on. Okay. And we are live. So, on the playlist today, we talk about Pokemon Legends Arceus. And if we have time, maybe more. So, stay tuned to Metro Kingdom Radio and welcome back to the Switch side. Welcome, everyone, to Metro Kingdom Radio, your weekly Nintendo and gaming and other media podcast where we talk about Nintendo and gaming and other media.
Oh man, that Game Pass is just getting us. We're losing our identity.
We take 1 week off because of my crazy work schedule, and then all of a sudden, like, I can't even introduce myself anymore. Yeah, so apologies for last week just a lot of crazy stuff at work. I couldn't really get to
it's been a wild winter, man, like from like Thanksgivings and onwards, like,
right?
It's been crazy
with all the Ronas and everything.
The Ronas, yeah.
The Ronas.
My Corona.
So yes, welcome to Metro Kingdom Radio. It is I, the best by far. It's me. It's J-Playstar. And here with two of the most legendary.
Ooh, legendary.
Are we the three dogs?
Here, we're the Misfortune Sisters. Oh, Rio's like, I don't know what that is yet.
He doesn't.
I could be Chance. You want to be Clover or Coin, Rob?
I want to be Clover.
I like Clover too. Okay, he gets to be Coin. Yeah. So it is I, your host, Best by Far. It's me. It's J-Playstar. Two of my most legendary co-hosts here tonight. First up, we have ROB, the Rob Clover.
Hey.
And we have Reunion Coin.
Hey, shouts to Coin. Hey, it's La Coin.
When he plays, he's gonna play. He goes, oh, when he gets there.
It all makes sense.
It's a Pokemon Legends reference. Yeah. So welcome everyone to Metro Kingdom Radio. We are so excited to talk about one Pokemon Legends Arceus.
So excited.
This game is finally here. We were so hyped and excited when we saw it in the Direct last year. We're like, what is this? Is this going to be new forthcoming of Pokemon? Are we getting the open world Pokemon? And, it's crazy because this game is a lot of different things put together. But I think the best way that I would like to describe it whenever someone asks me, it's think of Pokemon, but with like Breath of the Wild and Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
And it really is like, it's crazy to me just how it really is those three things and just breathing like fresh life into the Pokemon franchise. And like, hands down, I'm already saying like this game is great. I'm having so much damn fun playing this game.
Game of the year.
I can't put
honestly, it might be like it's gonna be a contender for sure for me. As for Game of the Year, like the game within the first 10 minutes, I was like, damn, I haven't felt this way about a game since like a Pokemon game since like Gen 3, Gen 2. Like that's how new and fresh it felt. And like it's kind of cool because it kind of rewards you for being a longtime Pokemon fan, all the little things. Because I think it's not just the concept, but like the way they execute it. They did a really great job with like just kind of like you kind of actually feel like you are thrown back in time and you're not the chosen one. You just know you're just hecka OP. Like you're just ahead of the game. So it's kind of like it's a little bit more realistic of it. It's believable. And actually, I don't know, like I kind of forgot at one point that I was a time traveler.
Cosmic Curry in the chat. I'm going to take this L. I remember on the past podcast I said Legends of Arceus looked lame and Rob called me crazy, and he was right. After watching so much gameplay, I want to get it.
To be fair, the first footage was awful.
Look, I didn't think it was awful just because we made fun of the frame rate. I don't think
that was it. Yeah.
I didn't say that the game was awful.
It just didn't look good. performance-wise,
I'm glad that like I threw high expectations into this game and actually like it paid off because yeah, this game is just like is pretty great. Like I almost want to say it might be better than what I expected it to be.
Oh yeah,
Just
definitely for me.
yeah.
My expectations were like, I got excited for Sword and Shield, never again. And then they won my heart, man. It's it's kind of like it's a triple A game that I didn't know I needed. I didn't even know it was a triple A game, but now that I'm playing it, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a triple A Pokemon game. And the fact that it's not like exactly like Breath of the Wild, that it's more like Monster Hunter style, is actually better for Pokemon. Actually, I think if they made it too open world, it would have been kind of like, I don't know, easy to get distracted, and like the progression would have been a little bit
But
odd.
they got to build to that.
Yeah.
If like that's the thing. People are knocking it for the graphics, but it's like,
Oh yeah.
everybody
It's a
forgets.
Switch.
Like, yeah, not only is it Switch, but it's Pokemon.
Not only is it Switch, it's Wii U. Like, it's literally Wii U. This thing was maxed out when it launched. Like, come on, it's like you should just be. You bought the Switch for great gameplay. Like, if you wanted good graphics, you ended up in the wrong hood, man. Why are you here?
That's true. You ended up in the wrong hood. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, because since we're still on this, I was watching a video today of this guy who normally he's just a Pokemon fan, but he's normally talks about trading card game on YouTube. But he mentioned how there are parts of the game that just that don't look good, that are barren compared to the other ones. And I'm like, dude, that's there for a reason. It's more barren the further you get on because there's less cover. It makes it harder for you to catch the Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, like the fact that if it wasn't Pokemon, when you first start a Pokemon game, traveling is fun. Like, after the halfway point, it's kind of tedious, So I'm kind of glad that we had these regions where you could kind of, it's not really teleport, but like you're skipping the boring part and going straight into the action.
I will say to the argument of people saying, "Oh, it's so barren, like you can't do anything." I'm okay with that because imagine if because people complain a lot, like, "Oh my gosh, there's not many trees here," and they compare it to like a PS2 game that had like so many trees. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, there should be more trees over here. It's so barren. Think about that for a second, everyone who complains about the lack of trees. If there was so many trees, how would you be able to throw the Pokeball at the Pokemon? I already hit trees now on accident with Pokeballs.
The trees mess me up in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Why would you want more trees? The trees don't even really provide you with much cover. I've tried to hide behind trees and it doesn't usually work anyway. So why would you want more of it to hit your Pokeballs out of the way for the Pokemon to get behind more? Nah, bro. I'm okay with. I mean, yeah, given maybe it could stand to have a little more trees, but the fact that you can't cut the trees like in Breath of the Wild, I think we need, it's okay. The lack of trees is just fine.
You see one tree, you see them all.
Yeah.
7.9, too many trees.
So, really quick, before we continue more, I just want to make sure we should probably set a bar of how far into the game we want to talk about, because I think Rob is probably the furthest, right?
So how many hours do you guys play? Because I'm 2 hours in.
Oh, I don't even know. I just okay. Let's just do this. How many nobles did you already fight?
Oh, I only have 1-star rank. So
did you even fight a noble yet?
I don't even know if I did.
Did you go against Cleaver?
No, I think so.
Okay, so you haven't fought noble yet. Well, I think for the sake of the pod, we have to at least.
No, that's fine. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, I really don't care.
Talk past one noble.
I didn't buy this game for the story. I bought this so I can hide behind trees.
Hide behind trees.
All right. So we're cool with that then. At least at the very fact, talk about past the first noble.
Yeah, you know what? Coin, whatever. I'm coin now. I don't know who the hell that is, but.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That's right.
So it's funny too because we thought like Cosmic Curry in the chat is just saying how the gameplays look generic, but it's end up being more unique. There's a legitimate challenge throughout the game. Yes, 100%. These this is not your this ain't your mama's Pokemon. Like this thing is crazy. The Pokemon can literally kill you.
Yeah. No,
like,
you will die and you will disappear Back to the Future style.
Like it's crazy, and I just love how expressive a lot of the Pokemon are in here too. Like especially Bidoof for some reason, like this fool's like smiling and being happy like everywhere in nature, and I think like one of my favorite things about this is just seeing the Pokemon out in their own like little habitat, and when they like the ones who don't attack you are my favorite because like they just walk right up to you sometimes and just look at you, and you're just like, hey, what's up, little buddy, and then you just throw a Pokeball at their face.
And then but then you can say the same thing, like Bidoof is like that. I feel like depending on its nature or whatever it is, you're gonna get that Bidoof that's super chill. It just walks up to him, it's like, hey, what's up? And there's that Bidoof that's gonna attack you on sight.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool when you run into that, and it's like, what the heck? And it's like, you're supposed to be cool.
Cosmic Curry in the chat. Pokemon have turning animations now. Yes, I noticed that actually. My Ponyta did a turning animation, and I was like, oh my god, like they did it. They done did it. Rob, you need to understand because that was one of the things that they kind of like laughed at when it came to
because it would just go be like that.
Yeah, because of
there's no like in between is what you're saying.
In Sword and Shield, yeah, like there was like a thing with like Zacian and Zamazenta where like they were facing like one way, and then like they go and talk to them, and then they just go like they just turn, and there's but it looks even funnier because they're on all fours and so like they just turn in the spot, and it just looks so dumb.
Even Mr. Gaming Watch.
I forgot all about that, but like I'm glad that they brought that up.
Yeah,
Mr. Gaming Watch has a better turning animation than freaking Sword and Shield. Like,
yeah,
Sword and Shield, it's looking back now, it's even more disappointing than how I remembered. Like, it's still fun. Like, I still pass time like easily with that because it's a Pokemon game. But like, this game is like the Switch Pokemon game. Like, it's not even close. It's not even close. And there's just something about being able to run around while battling in a turn-based battle.
That's really cool.
That's hype. You know what's funny is when you fight, like I was fighting like in the beginning, I was fighting a Shinx, right? And there was like two of them, and one of them was just watching. I was like, look at that guy just watching. They're like a stupid ass NPC. And I'm like low on health. I win. I'm like, okay, cool. And then the other Shinx starts fighting. Like, what the heck? And I'm like, oh no. And then I had to bring in another Pokemon. I'm like, no. And like they'll jump you. Like it's not just a game. Like it's
like the homies show up.
Those guys
be careful with your first space-time distortion then.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, it's funny too because I didn't realize that you could walk around during the battle too. And
I was a few hours into the game when I realized.
No, what's funny is like, because like we're so trained to like not like try to move around because like normal like the past games you don't do that. But the only reason how I knew, and it's the funniest thing, is so when I got into my first battle, my character just started moving to the left ever so slowly, and I was like, I was like, oh, is she getting into position or something? And then I realized, I was like, wait a second, I started moving her, and I was like, oh my god, my thing is drifting. I got Joy-Con drift, no. But yeah, she started moving to the left, and I was like, oh, this is great. And so I was like over here like walking around going, man, can I get hit by these attacks? And you just kind of stumble. Yeah, you just kind of stumble. You can't get hit by it.
And like the Pokemon sometimes though, so I like how they use the natures in this game because it's not just like, oh, you have a higher attack and low speed or whatever. It's like this Pokemon can attack, and sometimes it'll attack again out of the blue. And you might think it's safe to walk across, but it's not. And that's how I got knocked back. I was like, this dude literally just quick attacked me after he quick attacked my Pokemon. And how is that even possible? But it keeps you on your toes. Like, you never know when a battle, when you're endangered, like I remember I'm still not the idea of having a dodge in the Pokemon game as you're running around, it's still too new to me. So I like sometimes I'll just straight up run and I just run as far as I can. And then I'm like, all right, I have a dodge. But I'm still waiting on my first like dodge where I'm like proud of, like a Tauros just like rams at me and I'm just like, you know, yeah, just like Link style.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite Digimon.
Yeah. um yeah, like man, this game is just great. Like, what do you have any fun, like, funny moments or like moments that just kind of like genuinely surprised you, like as you were playing? Or
I
Go
didn't
ahead,
think
Reed.
that they would see me in the grass. I was crouching, and I was like right next to them. Like,
sometimes
okay,
they do, yeah.
it's like League of Legends, right? So I'm like, I'm invisible. No, if you're next to,
Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. It's kind of
yeah,
weird.
I feel like maybe bird Pokemon, maybe they have an advantage because it happened with Starly.
Yeah, it happened with for me. It happened with the Staravia because it was flying.
That's probably because yeah, they're looking at you from the top, so it's probably why.
But no, this Starly was on the ground.
Okay. Cosmic Curry in the chat, but let's ask the real questions. Who did y'all pick as starters?
Cyndaquil.
So it was very interesting. So you chose Cyndaquil. What about you, Rob?
I debated for a long time between Rowlet and Cyndaquil, but I chose Cyndaquil.
Ooh, come on, Johnny.
I love how Rowlet is like the one, right? No, and unfortunately, I chose Oshawott. Like, cause I never really liked Samurott. So, but then I think that generation, I didn't really like any of the starters, so I just went with water like I normally do. So in this one, it was like, oh man, Cyndaquil, Rowlet, or Oshawott, and I'm just like, ugh. I really want to choose Rowlet, but then I also saw its final evolution and thought it looked really dumb. So
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so that's why I'm kind of like, I wasn't a fan of Cyndaquil's final evolution.
The Gen 2, like I love their starters, but they were the most like boring evolutions. It's like the bigger version of the last one, yeah.
Yeah, well, Samurott looked way different than what Oshawott looked like, but
I'm not talking about Gen 2.
Oh, Gen 2, yeah. But in here, I should be playing this video. In here, I did like how Samurott looks now because he seems a bit more badass. I mean, I don't know if you want to be spoiled on what their new typings are. But
I haven't seen any of the. Yeah, Ryu. Everything's new, dude. Cyndaquil's not regular Cyndaquil, so. Cyndaquil's Typhlosion's not regular Typhlosion is what I meant to say.
Yeah, their final evos all have a second typing.
I cool. Like how, I mean, I'm sure I'm late on this, but the Pokeballs, the fact that they look like battle worn is so cool. Like they're the fact that they're not polished. Yeah, love it.
I love that wood grain texture on the Pokeballs. Like I want one. Like I want a replica like wood grain texture Pokeball. Like it's so cool.
It's like this is the first Pokemon game in a long time where I'm like, dang, this is culture. Like this is straight up culture.
Yeah, I really do like the whole like ancient Japanese influence that they have throughout the game. Yeah, like, and I like the whole. So Ryu touched on something earlier. He said that like this game kind of like pays off for you being like a longtime Pokemon fan because there's so many references in this game to like the past games, like especially when it comes to like characters. And me being a big fan of the Diamond and Pearl games, there's so many references to like Diamond and Pearl in here. Like they're everywhere. Like literally not every, but almost every like area in the game is named after some like an area in Diamond and Pearl. Like I don't know if you noticed that, Rob.
No, so the funny thing is, I was completely able to separate them. Besides the obvious, the Pearl, Galaxy, and Diamond, besides those three things, and the names, how the names are related to the clan. Besides that stuff, none of it, I completely forgot that this was related to Diamond and Pearl until the fourth area. because the fourth area is an obvious name. Was an obvious name for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think at the same time that I unlocked the fourth area, I went back to I started exploring the other areas, and then I realized, I was like, wait a minute, this is a name I recognize, and this is another name I recognize.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
One thing's cool is they also reference other regions. I'm not gonna say it, but
Yeah, they do.
That's
That was
so
really
cool.
cool.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? And it's pretty early on too. Yeah.
Yeah, like which goes to show that, like, you know, that I love the whole idea that they're connecting like a lot of things, like the Pokemon world, because yeah, they mentioned regions. I mean, obviously the Professor Laventon, he brings these 3 starter Pokemon from other regions, and they specifically say that, and then he talks about the regions too. Like, you know, he'll mention like Alola, or someone will mention
Yeah,
Galar.
I've mentioned Alola. Someone mentioned Galar.
Yeah,
Sinnoh.
like well, this is Sinnoh, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but like they'll mention the other regions, and so it's cool because it's all just like one connected world. And what's even cooler is like the characters. Like, so many of the characters are references, are like essentially ancestors of like characters that are already in the Pokemon games, and it's not just the Diamond and Pearl characters too.
Mhm.
Like, there are characters in here from like Gen 5, like, which, you know, like, which the black and white characters, you know, other characters from like the other games too. I mean, most of it's Gen 4. Really is Gen 4 and 5. Now that I think about it, but most of them is from those 2 gens.
I'm glad Gen 5 is getting some love in there, because Gen 5 is one of the most underrated generations, in my opinion.
Which kind of, which like it does. I really love all the references and stuff. So it kind of makes you wonder like more about the characters, and and I really do like seeing a lot of these characters in this like 3D environment. Because, like, for example, Ginter, right? He is obviously the ancestor of Volkner from Diamond and Pearl, but it's just like seeing these like these awesome 3D models and everything. Like, I feel like the 3D models look better than like even in Sword and Shield.
Oh yeah, I mean, it might be just the way they're animated or something, but like there's so much more emotion. Like, I was like, I relate to this Ray character is more of a character than that one dude's Leon's brother in Sword and Shield. Like, within the first 20 minutes. Yeah, hot. Yeah.
Huge upgrade from Sword and Shield. Huge upgrade. Like, for everything.
Everything. Whoa.
Well, yeah, because I mean, maybe not the graphics, but in terms of the avatars, their expressions, the open worldness, like, it's all.
Getting your first Shinobi outfit and then getting your first kimono is like, it's like so hype, man. It's like a weeb's dream come true. Dude, I was like,
I never thought that I'd be okay with like my avatar wearing something like the fancy kimono, but then I stopped and I realized, I'm like, no, that means that he's a man. I mean, he's just got his chest out with the bandages and stuff. So, like, yeah.
It fits the environment, you know. So I have a few theories about this game, like on a developer level. I don't know if maybe I should talk about it at the after we talk about the game, but
no, go ahead, bring it up. It's fine.
So I think Nintendo in general likes to do. They seem to be on the trend of doing like small experiments. Like, I don't know how Skyward Sword compares to Breath of the Wild, but like that's like a full on like brand new, you know, the Zelda style game since like Ocarina of Time, right? But since then, like, we've seen them try out this like, you know, new style of gameplays with Bowser's Fury, and that's like supposed to be like the future of like Mario games. And I feel like this right here, even though Game Freak and Nintendo are not really as close as like EAD, Tokyo, whatever, I feel like this is supposed to be like that experiment. If it goes well, then they go on with this. And I think because with the time traveling with like Zelda, with the split timelines, they already have split timelines in Pokemon. I think this is going to be a soft reboot of Pokemon.
Yeah, especially because like this is like, your character, you know, spoilers, which we've already said we're spoiling at least until the first Noble. You know, this is essentially Dawn and Lucas. that are coming back, like going back in time. But then depending on which if you choose female or male, like the other character will be someone like the other ancestor. So for example, I chose Dawn, so the girl. So then like it's so like Lucas's ancestor is Ray, that the
Mm.
other guy, and then yeah, if it's vice versa, then you speak in your friend will be Akari, who is like Dawn's ancestor. So it's pretty
Oh,
cool.
I like how this
Now
guy's.
I'm like, what is Akari? Now I gotta Google it.
I like how Ray is like a non-emo version of Hop. Like he's not a downer, but he's like, yeah, he knows he's gotta learn, but he's not a downer. And like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I remember one time I battled him and I forgot to change like the Pokemon lineup, and I guess I didn't heal it also. I don't know, but it took me a couple of Pokemon to beat his one Pokemon, his one Pikachu. And he's like, oh man, you really are good. Dude, you took out half of my team, man.
Seriously, like I'm always bad at leveling, I guess, in Pokemon. Like or I guess the level, like it's just all of a sudden you have to be at a super high level without knowing it. I don't know if that's a regular thing with Pokemon. That's what always happens with me. Is it gets to a point to where I'm like 10 levels behind where I should be.
Yeah, well, that's just standard RPGs in general. If you're not grinding, then like you
Or
have to
like
grind a bit.
like
Yeah,
when
I
Pokemon
guess.
is like 10 levels ahead of the other Pokemon, and you're just like, I ran out of moves. What I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, I noticed too, like the Pokemon, the wild or even just like the battles or whatever. I feel like they do a bit too much damage. Where like I'll be going against like a Pokemon that's like maybe 5 levels under me, and like they do so much damage still, and I'm just like, how are you doing that to me?
Yeah, I had a Snorlax go against a Wormadam, and the Wormadam I think brought me in the yellow in like 2 hits.
Yeah,
And there was like a 12 to 15 level
right.
difference. I'm like, what the hell?
So
Yeah.
I think certain Pokemon, I don't know if they plan if this is going to be explained later, but I really think that like certain Pokemon have certain abilities in this game where they'll do more damage, or they'll do like they'll learn certain moves. Because my Cyndaquil, I don't know how it is for you guys, but I almost always burn the Pokemon, always like
Mm-hmm.
4 out
I
of
get
5
poisoned
times.
pretty often.
And I'm like, I wonder, I don't know if it's, I don't think it's his ability. Maybe it is, but like, it's not normal for Pokemon to be burning that much, you know?
No, it's a difference in this game.
Yeah.
Abilities don't exist in this game. Like so you don't have to worry about that. I think there's only 2 Pokemon that actually like retain their abilities from like past games, but that's it. Like the abilities in general don't exist. So you can hit Gengar with ground type moves. He's not gonna be able to levitate over it.
Oh my God. Poor
Yeah.
Gengar.
But Cosmic Curry in the chat, wish they had character voices, not necessarily talking, but maybe like Zelda games where they make sounds or something. That is something that surprised me, that your main character actually makes sounds. Like they actually have like grunts or like whatever when they do stuff. I was very surprised by that because I was expecting like a complete like muted character, like no sounds or anything. But like yeah, when they get hit or when they jump and stuff like that, they'll go huh. Like I was like, what? That's so
Yeah, when
cool.
you get hit,
Yeah, they
it's
go,
like,
ah.
that's so cool when your character's like, dude, save me, run.
We're not gonna no one else. I'm the only one that made the connection then.
Of what?
I swear to you that those are Breath of the Wild sound effects.
Oh, okay. Well,
They're all pretty similar though. Like,
Just
but you
do the
chose-
rolls.
you
Just
chose
do the rolls.
okay, sound effects like as in the guy character, like
Okay, yeah. So the guy
Okay.
okay,
Okay,
that's why
we'll
you
fight with
don't.
this,
That's why you
yeah.
didn't say anything because you're playing a girl.
yeah.
I'm playing a guy, and when I do the roll, I swear to you, those are Link's sound effects.
you know what's funny? Because in Breath of the Wild, if you do the if Link does the fully charged spin attack with full health, he goes Pika, and I'm like, that's from Pokemon, isn't it? Like, oh. But speaking of voice, I really love how they have like the original voices for like, like Pikachu has his Game Boy Gen 1 voice, like red and blue. And I'm like, sometimes they're like, bah. And I'm like, huh? Like, bah. And I'm like, what are you saying, Pikachu? And he's, and I'm like, oh, not only do they have their voices, they have grunts for the Pokemon too.
All right, let's get into this. So it was really funny too because so my girlfriend asked Like, so do they actually say their names in this game, or did they just sound like dinosaurs still? And I was like, oh no, they still sound like dinosaurs. But but I'm perfectly okay with that. So here's the thing: there was some controversy. Well, not controversy, but I guess on Twitter, because someone had state that this is 2022 Nintendo. You guys should be putting in like their voices from the anime into the game. And so there's a debate, right? What do you think for this game in particular? Do you think that this game would have been better if the Pokemon had their anime voices?
Why would you care about what happens in the anime? It's not real. Go home. Ash Ketchum, he lost 8 times, 8 regions. Even in the ones he only won the ones that didn't count.
I love Ryu's.
I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed about Kalos.
Attack.
You should have won Kalos. Game Freak. I know you're watching Game Freak.
Yeah, I mean, see, my argument to that is like, well, technically, the dinosaur sounds did come first. You know what I mean? The anime was second.
That was always like.
So that's the original, and I'm okay with that just because it to me it's like they all have their own unique voice, and then also I think if they were to get like all of them talking, it would be quite the feat to do because
different languages.
There's over 200 Pokemon in this game, and then every like region in our real world have different languages, and they all don't have the same. Only Pikachu and Eevee are the only ones that, well, there's more, but like are essentially the only ones that have the same voice throughout like all the regions in the world, like here. So
think of like you found a hidden region in the Pokemon game, and it was called Mr. Mime Island. And they're all Mr. Mimes. What do you want to hear? You want to hear a bunch of clowns go, my Mr. Mime, my mind, like freaking Rick and Morty? No, you want to hear the damn 8-bit voices. I'm telling you, some of these Pokemon voices, they don't work. They only work in your head because you saw them for an episode. But for a whole game, you don't want to keep hearing. And some of these names are ridiculous too. Like, I don't know, Rayquaza, shouldn't say Rayquaza. Charmander. Or Suicune. Does Suicune say Suicune? I don't know.
No, I think Suicune just roared.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I'm okay with that, but I like the 8-bit voices because like I don't know, maybe I'm biased because I grew up with them, but they make things a lot easier, and that they're not trying to be realistic anyway, so they don't give you that discomfort if you're trying to make it realistic,
Plus, I always enjoyed running in both Sword and Shield and this game. I always enjoyed running around the open areas and hearing that random call and being like, "Oh, that's that Pokemon."
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then you go and run after it. And
yeah.
Then, like, what would you rather hear? A random like bird? It's just like hearing a bird call in real life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you hear that random sound. It's like, oh, I gotta go find it over there, or like. You could hear something yelling out Bulbasaur.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you. That's how I feel.
There's also a sense of mystery too, because like you don't know exactly what that sound is, but like if Pikachu yells out Pikachu, you're like, oh, it's a Pikachu, whatever. Well, there's like a sense of exploration. If you don't, there's so many sounds. Some of them are even reused from.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like what Rob was saying, because to me, I just feel like it's more like natural, I guess you can say.
It's like you're on safari.
Yeah, because you know what I mean, like because it makes them seem more like animals, which I think is perfect, because this is a game where you're out in the wild, like like in nature with these animals. Essentially, you're in their world. They're not in yours, and if they sound, you know what I mean? Like if I'm like walking around and you just see like like, and they're all walking around saying Psyduck, it's, I don't know, like I just feel like them actually sounding like animals is better. Like it immerses you better into the world.
Sleeping Pokemon.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Me too. Like it's great. and like, since I been playing, like at least the older ones, I tend to, oh my god, really, Ichigo? Look at my cat putting his tail right here in the front of the camera. This is my Pokemon right here. He sounds like Luxray sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Cat glows.
Say something.
Luxray. Luxury. I am luxury high. I am luxury.
Yeah, so I recognize like quite a bit of Pokemon cries, especially the ones that I use. So, or and the ones that just like I feel like have iconic Pokemon cries like Bidoof and Cricketune.
The
Like,
Zubat.
I love that they actually put they because it became a meme, but they actually put like spelling out Cricketune cry in the game. It's so freaking funny. Like it's like.
I thought that's a side quest.
Yeah, it's a side
yeah.
quest, but like it was a meme that people started like doing because Cricketune like cry was just so weird but funny and hilarious. And then like they actually and so it became a meme at some point. Like
it used every part of power in the Game Boy Advance system. Like it would have broken the game if it had another note. So
and then the memes like they would try to spell out his cry. And like and then in this game in Legends Arceus they actually spelled it exactly how the meme spelled it. It's so freaking funny. Like I was dying when I saw that. I was like, they did not put this in here. But yeah, so I love it because then you just hear them in nature like with their things. Because I think they did that in the wild area, in Sword and Shield. But this one is better because now when you hear it, you know that Pokemon is probably somewhere nearby and you can see it. Whereas in Sword and Shield, you can hear them, but then you're just like, okay, which patch of grass are they in now?
That's right. They're all in the grass.
Mm-hmm. And like Sword and Shield.
Oh wait, you can actually see them too in Sword and Shield.
But... if they're tall enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Sword and Shield, like, I mean, if you wanted more trees, that's the game for you right there. Like, I remember I mean, there's a heck of stuff in my way. That's all I remember. Like, I was just riding around. I'm always like trying to dodge stuff. Like sometimes it's just nice to have it like just, empty space. Just enjoy. Like, you will appreciate the next Pokemon you see more than, I don't know. It's kind of like the issue that people have with Mario Odyssey, where like if there's too many stars or moons, then they're like, oh, what's the point of like, it kind of lowers the value of getting the next moon. In this game, there's like, I feel like it's just the right amount of Pokemon. Maybe you get a little bit more, but the fact that like I can beat up a Pokemon and like if it runs away, I don't turn around and it respawns. It's like, oh man, that Pokemon's gone forever. Ah, shoot, all right, I gotta get it next time. Like it's now or never, or now until next time.
Another great thing too that they did with shinies is that you will know if a shiny is around you because you'll actually hear the shiny sound.
No way.
Yeah. So I don't know if
I've just been looking for shiny Pokemon.
Have you done the Ponyta mission yet, Rob?
Yes.
Okay.
And that one was clearly shiny.
Yeah.
So because of that, I've been looking for obviously shiny Pokemon.
Yeah, it's the same sound that you hear when you send like a shiny Pokemon out. If you hear that anywhere when you're out in the field, that means there's a shiny Pokemon around you. And like they're shiny obviously like in the field, so you'll know that they're shiny. And what's cool is that the game you can actually save like when you see the shiny Pokemon, because then if you mess up, you can just you could just turn off your game and turn it back on, and then you'll be right there again with the shiny Pokemon. You just have
to make sure you have the autosave turned off.
Yeah.
Just in case you go too far.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did that one time and I just immediately turned it off. I think it was for the Ponyta mission. I think I messed up. And like I think it ran away and I was like, uh-oh.
So I didn't make I just played this game as a brand new game at first. Really, I wasn't really trying to compare it too much to like Diamond and Pearl, but now that I'm like talking to you guys and so I realized that those three didn't really make sense, the starters for Hisui. But at the same time, I was like, whatever. It's Cyndaquil, Rowlet, and Oshawott. Who cares about, like, you know what I mean? I had my opinions on two, didn't care about the third one, so I just went with Cyndaquil. And then later on, I was able to catch what region is the Sinnoh starters out in the wild areas.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool.
Kind of cool because like it makes you wonder, was Oshawott brought in and then it like, ended up making a habitat in the Sinnoh region, and then, while the other two were already there the whole time.
No, Oshawott's region is Gen 5.
Well, I mean, like the doctor. Oh wait, you're right. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking of the other water Pokemon.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing too, is that Cyndaquil is the only one from a previous gen. The other two are from later gens.
Yeah,
which is cool because it connects all the worlds together. Cosmic Curry in the chat. Do Pokemon's varied size actually show in the overworld world? 100%. Especially when you run into alphas. they're ridiculously big. Like it's so crazy just how big they are. Although I will say that some of the alphas, I thought that's how big the Pokemon actually were. And it turns out, like, no, they're smaller than that. The alphas are just that ginormous. Like, for example, I don't know if you've ran into this yet, Rob, but have you ran into, like, the Alpha Ursaring?
Yes.
Yeah, so, like, they're when you like, the moment that any of the Teddy Ursas around it see you, like, Mama Bear comes after you, and Alpha Ursaring is terrifying because it is so fast. Like it chases you down. Yeah. Oh my god. Like
you just see Dawn eating. Like, man, this porridge is too cold. Ursaring. Man, this porridge is too.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And the worst part is that every time I see an Ursaring, every time I see a Teddy Ursa from afar, I don't know why, but I think it's a freaking Pichu. So I'm like, okay, let me go get this Pichu. And all of a sudden I get closer and I scan the area more, and I'm like, oh, nope.
You guys,
you gotta look check if Mama Bear's around. I always do every time I see a Teddy Ursa. I'm like, okay, where's Mama Bear? Because I ain't trying to fight any like Ursa rings right now.
When the early battles, you fight a Munchlax with rollout, and I swear I had freaking Whitney flashbacks. Like I still have like trauma from Gen 2, and I was just like, this Munchlax is like strong. It was like strong style also, which is like, Johnny, do you want to explain strong style? Was it strong style and agile style? Yeah, I don't say fast style, but well, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's like if strong style, your move comes out slower, but it takes up 2 PPs, I think.
They both take up 2 PPs. Yeah.
Oh, they both, yeah.
Strong, yeah. It's just the agile just makes it so that your priority gets higher, so you have a chance of attacking sooner than your opponent again.
Love it. I
noticed the PP difference way too late. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
It cost me more PP.
The battle system reminds me a lot of like Bravely Default or like Octopath Traveler, where they
like
have
a modern
priority system. Yeah, like kind of like a modern RPG.
Modern turn-based. Man, it's so good. And it's funny, it reminds me of remember when we played Tetris Effect the other week? Like we were talking about like, oh, this is so fun because we don't have to worry about doing tetramonials like 4 lines all the time. We can, do 1, 2, 3 lines. In this game, it's a good thing if you catch the same Pokemon over and over.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to battle the same Pokemon over and over. You actually have incentive to like.
Yeah, because it fills out your Pokedex.
Just as long as you're filling out your Pokedex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because some of them have like special conditions, like besides just catch.
Yeah, right. But you can probably fill it out with just doing catch and battling. Honestly, most of them you can. Yeah, some of them you can't. But
the hide get caught without spotted kind ones. Or catch Pokemon without being spotted.
If you see too, like any of those like conditions that have like a up arrow on them, it means you actually get 2 points for filling out just one. So that it's a boosted like point system for those. Just
nice.
That's like, there's a lot of things in this game that they don't tell you. That kind of like annoys me, but I guess at the same time doesn't, because it's kind of like it doesn't entirely hold your hand. Like this game holds your hand to an extent, but like not entirely.
Like with the Eevee evolution too. I got kind of mad because I was hoping for the Umbreon Espeon.
You got Sylveon.
and I got Sylveon. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Sylveon.
Yeah, I did too, because I had forgotten Sylveon's evolution condition. You know why, right?
I didn't know. I know now, but at the time I didn't.
Yeah.
Like
So
I've since watched a video on the Eevee evolution.
get rid of that. Get rid of baby doll eyes if you don't want. If you don't want a Sylveon. I for one welcomed the Sylveon, but
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. It's just I was hoping for one of the other ones.
Nah,
yeah.
you know me. I gotta do my Gen 2 anime cosplay Umbreon. So
yeah.
So make sure it is nighttime with no
got it. Daytime's
no
baby
fairy
doll.
moves.
Got it.
So Rob, you're saying how you don't like compare it to anything from Diamond and Pearl. Like, are you just completely lost that that these characters are ancestors of like
Yeah.
like so you don't realize any of them? Really? You don't
Well, what's funny?
know the fact
Really?
that Volo is basically a male version of Cynthia?
Bo was a male.
Yeah, Volo's a dude.
I didn't know that. I just called her Cynthia.
That's
I was like, hey, it's
funny.
Cynthia.
Yeah, Volo is a male Cynthia.
That's funny. No, I wouldn't have, because I'm
Yeah.
not like I don't know, the only freaking Pokemon besides Ash, Brock, Misty, Lieutenant Surge. I don't know any of the. I will probably not remember any of the.
You only
gym
know
leaders.
the Kanto ones.
Yeah, I only know
Well,
the Kanto ones.
I-
and B, 'cause she's my waifu.
I only played Diamond Pearl once, and like I kind of rushed through it, and I barely have any memories of it. And whenever I see a character that's like reference to Diamond Pearl, or even like or Gen 5, whatever, I'm like, I don't know who that is, but long time no see. Like they're actually the character designs. It made me appreciate like how memorable Pokemon character designs are for their characters and gym leaders and Elite Four champions. Like they do a great job on it, because I literally don't have any memories besides Snow in Gen 4. And I was still like, oh, that's the guy, the fighting gym leader. I think it's the fighting gym leader, or I think is it Ginter or Ginter? I forget. But anyways, yeah, I actually somehow could tell who is from Gen 4 while playing the game.
Volkner, I think you're talking about. Volkner's the electric gym leader from Gen 4.
Oh, is there a fighting gym
Master
leader?
There is, but I don't think they're in.
Oh yeah, you're right.
At least not yet. At least not where you're at.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, they do have like gym leader references in there too. I mean, Rob, I don't know if you it's funny how your favorite is Clover from the Misfortunes, which is she's like my favorite too, but that's because she's Candace from Gen 4. She's the ice gym leader. Yeah. Yeah,
I like their vibe though, how she's just like, she's really just the rebellious woman who's just like F the Jubilife City.
Yeah. I do like
but I'm
too.
sure they can be like, come on. Just come on.
Not even Silene, Rob, not even Silene, you realize that that's Cyrus? Like
You're just saying names to me.
No.
Cyrus, the leader of Team Galactic?
See, I didn't realize. I knew that in my somewhere in my subconscious, but I didn't realize until you said it. I was just like,
Giovanni?
No, dude, Team Galactic, not Team Rocket.
Also, Silen's way more cool than Cyrus.
Cyrus, right?
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, everyone is in this game, to be honest. Like, there's so much personality.
No, and then Commander Kamado is Professor Rowan. So, Cosmic Curry in chat, are there gym badges in this game? How will high level Pokemon know to respect you? So there are star
actually
ranks.
looking at it right now.
Ranks, yeah.
Star
coming
ranks
up on the screen.
Yeah,
There's
so
10 of them, I think?
based on your rank, like every time you go up in rank, like Pokemon 10 levels higher will listen to you. So that's how that works. And you are still able to catch Pokemon of higher levels. They don't stop you from doing it, but then, they just don't listen to you. And also good luck in catching some of them.
Yeah, and so the alphas are funny because I don't think it has to do with your star level. I think it's more has to do with the research level of that Pokemon.
Oh.
Like
Interesting. That's so cool.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, because I have more trouble trying to catch an alpha version. Like every time I see an alpha version of a Pokemon I haven't caught yet or is like not in my Pokedex at all, Like it won't let me catch it.
Man, I really want to go shiny hunting in this game.
The Pokedex
Well,
system reminds me of the Pokemon Snap system in a
yes.
way. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Dude, no, it's all about shiny alpha hunting.
Yeah, that's the new thing.
Is that? Oh my goodness. I don't. I'm not even like. I've never gone shiny hunting. I don't plan to. But man, like, y'all are dedicated, man. cheers to that. Straight from LaCoin.
Cheers to coin.
I mean, it'll be really cool to have like a shiny Gengar or something, but
No,
I'm not.
It's funny you mentioned that. I literally just watched a video of somebody going, how I lost my shiny Gengar, and it's like they didn't actually lose it. So they caught a shiny Ghastly, and then they evolved it to Haunter, and they're like awesome. And then they evolved it to Gengar, and shiny Gengar literally just looks like Gengar, but slightly blue.
Slightly.
Like, like that's it. Like he looks exactly the same. Like he's just darker. Like he's just more blue, less purple, and like more black. That's it.
And then there's an obvious color difference from the first two, right?
Yeah, and because Haunter and Ghastly have blue tongues, but Gengar has a normal colored tongue. So I'm just like, what? You couldn't have just given Gengar a blue tongue too? Like, I don't get it.
You think in this game was like influenced by the opposite of Gigantamax? Because like they make a lot of references to like how Pokemon get smaller. They kind of explain it too, as like there's like a folklore as how that Pokemon got into a Pokeball.
Cosmic Curry in the chat. I read shiny hunting is phenomenal in this game. Like the odds are so good. Yeah, I mean,
they cut it in half.
People
it better be good.
are finding shinies so easily in this game. Like some people are finding shinies more than they're finding alphas of certain Pokemon. Like that's how crazy it is. Even though like I think they've seen that the shiny catcher is like Rob said, it's cut in half. But even then, so that's still 1 out of 4,096. Like that's still, you know what I mean? Like it's still very low because like its original is 1 out of 8,129, and so you cut that in half, and like that's
you say the number and it still hurts.
It's still really high. I mean, it's still really low. So the fact that people are still finding shinies in here, like I'm seeing so many. Like one of my friends, he has like 2 shinies that already in the game, and I'm like, how do you already have that? You know. But I think it's also because you find Pokemon easier in this game because you can see a bunch of Pokemon in the field in comparison to standard games where you have to actually get into battle with each one of them to find a shiny Pokemon.
Plus, I think if you do the mass outbreaks,
yes,
like those really help your chances. But I had one that was Magikarp, and I was like, all right, let's do this. And I was just like, catch everything. Nothing happened. They're all the same.
The last time I caught a shiny, I got like I think it was like a red Gyarados, like Johto or something. I don't remember.
The one they gave you?
Yeah, it's rare. Like I don't think I've ever accidentally ran into a shiny in a mainline game. Like ever. Like I've caught shinies in mainline games, but it wasn't by accident. Like I was purposely hunting. I was shiny hunting.
I ended up getting. I used to always run into a shiny Rhyhorn in the last mountain in Gen 2. And I swear it was like, it had to have been like a glitch or something. Like it was, because I kept getting this shiny Rhyhorn over and over, like the same sparkle and everything. I wonder if it was like based off of the time, because there was a timer in that game.
Was it gold and silver, like original?
Original, yeah.
So the reason why that probably happened was shinies are programmed differently in gold and silver than they were like anything afterwards, because it had everything to do with their IVs.
Oh,
so like a certain like there was like a certain IV like pattern that would determine if they were shiny or not. And so yeah, that's probably why you would always keep running into the same one, because it was probably the same Pokemon you were meant to run into at that time.
Yeah.
And that Pokemon has the right IVs to become shiny. Whereas like in like all the now games, shiny is determined the moment you start the battle, as opposed to like prior. Yeah.
It's probably like that Pokemon in that area has like a more common IV trait and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
I'm glad it had nothing to do with me playing it on an translated ROM on an emulator.
It has everything to do with that. All right, so seeing as we've been talking about this for almost an hour now, there's one big question that I want to ask you guys before we go. So now that we got this right, and that we played an Ancient Sinnoh, and we love this gameplay, what region do you think they can do something like this next to? Like, or what you would love to see?
I want to see like a region that's not Kanto or Johto, but it's like when they were together at one point, like Pangea style.
I feel like that would be the most logical one, right? Because especially because Johto has a lot of like ancient like towns, you know, like like Ekritique City, you know, with the Tin Tower and the
Sprout Tower, the monks,
like all that. So like they can totally have fun with that. I can see that. And then like you said, before they like be like separated from Johto to Kanto, that would be kind of cool. But I think what I would like to see is I would like to see Ancient Galar. Could just imagine like with knights and like castles and stuff, just how kind of cool that might be. But
like I guess that's all. I guess that's cool, but how would they do that unless they're saying that would be a whole nother
timeline,
or unless it's like a retelling? Because this makes sense because of the whole time space thing and the time rifts.
Yeah, with Arceus.
Which I'm pretty sure we're in the game to begin with, because the game's that was the whole point of the game. Of the original Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
So like how, I guess my whole thing is how would they do it unless it's someone telling the story of the game we're playing.
It's probably they might take a Zelda route and just make every timeline a different, like, you know, a different time, a different branch of time. Like,
so what you think we're just gonna start getting, like it's just gonna be Pokemon Legends, like?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like, heck, you don't even have to travel back in time. It could be someone else traveling back in time and you're taking care of them. Like, how do you know these things? Or like you could be like one of the characters from the village, possibly. Like, I think that's a possibility too, but they probably won't do that. But still, like, I think that's the route they're going to take from here on out.
It is unfortunate because the Sinnoh region really is the best one to choose for this, because it is the one that, you know, they kind of consider to be like the oldest one, because it's where Arceus exists, you know, and Arceus is supposed to be the god of Pokemon, right? So the region that it's from, you would think, is probably the most important one, at least when it comes to this. And so I can see that, but I think like even X and Y and the Kalos region, I think would work really well too, because they have a backstory of 300 years ago with Az and his Floette. I don't know if you guys played X and Y.
I do.
I know about the story though.
Yeah. So like, because it's a story that I think it was supposed to be 300 years ago or 1,000 years ago, something like that. But basically, like, you know, they could go to that time with the Great Pokemon War. Like there is like that whole thing of like that. So, you know, like Megas. That's another fun thing that they could probably explore. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. That's another one. But of course,
I guess if the lore's already there, and they're just like touching on that, then that'd be really cool.
Yeah, or the time travel back can affect future games. So if they want, they could do present games that are changed from, like, instead of, you know, because like this is what I'm thinking. Like, if you're going to do a soft reboot, you know, the future games will be affected too. So if they want, they can make, this type is now the standard type for this Pokemon instead of the original or whatever, because this person went back in time and was like, hey, this Pokemon's OP, keep him that way.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, of course, I would love Ryu's idea, because I think that would be, and I feel like that would sell so much too if they did that, because, you know, people love Kanto. So it's one
Pokemon Legends Mew, and like you live like underneath a truck and like you're zapping there, you don't know where you came from.
You know, when you think about it, I think like all regions really have something like ancient that they could go and kind of go back to, because someone brought up a good point that Johto would be like the best one because of Celebi.
Right, yeah.
Because you know, Arceus works because Dialga and Palkia time and space, and Arceus is the god, right? But Celebi is also a time traveling Pokemon.
Yeah.
So Johto could work because they could literally just do the same storyline where you're someone from the future who got traveled back in time, you know, and because of Celebi. Yeah.
What about Pokemon Johto or any like Pokemon Gen 3 but instead of in the past, it's in the future.
A post-apocalyptic future.
Yeah, right. Like that place didn't have enough water already, but I already had too much water already. But after climate change.
So Cosmic Current in the chat, Diamond and Pearl Bookshelf says there was once a Pokemon that married people, so it's canon, right? Was that the Japanese translation one? Because I almost feel like that could have been like a translation error or whatnot, but I don't know. I think they probably just forgot about it, and they're like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have said that.
I mean, is that a Pokedex translation? Because I don't trust anything from that thing.
Because nobody in here can't, like, you can't marry any Pokemon in here as far as I know. Although I saw I saw this post, and someone showed it was pictures of them with like their alpha Lopunny and an alpha Gardevoir, and then the meme was like, oh no, I could already see where this is going.
No, I mean, it does exist in the anime, right? Because this is what Ash Mine. Ash Mine used to be Ash Ketchum, right? So
I think in the anime too, they're actually going to the Hisui region.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think I saw like there's a picture of like Ash and stuff like wearing these clothes. So I think they're gonna do that, where they're probably gonna end up back in time, and he's gonna get to explore this region, which I think is really cool if that's what they're actually gonna do.
No, so it's crazy now that I'm like, since I got into the trading card game last year, because now I see like how interconnected everything is. So Legends Arceus came out, and then this month they're coming out with an Arceus themed Pokemon card set. And then 2 months, and then in like May or something, they're coming out with a whole nother set, but that one has cards in it that remind me of the whole shiny alpha in Legends Arceus. So I'm kind of like, that's kind of cool that they try to like connect the things, especially with the whole agile style, strong style, because that's in the trading card game too. So I'm like,
do you guys think that the reason Gen 4 remake was so, that top-down style, GB style, was because they wanted to just like have you refresh that the way the game was originally played for Pokemon Legends? Or do you think it was a budget constraint for Pokemon Legends?
Well, I mean, they hired another company to make it, so I think it was also like they just wanted it to be a faithful recreation, and because they weren't as hands-on, because most of their attention was for this game. And I think you might be onto something too, that like maybe they didn't want to make it 3D and pretty because it would take away from this game.
Exactly, like people would be more hyped for that than this.
They would have for this. I think you're right. That's probably a smart business decision on their part, because if they made it look too good and then this game came out, they would have been like
yeah, and that game has to come out before this game because it's Gen 4. Like
and
there's no point if you did the other way around.
Refresh Gen 4 in everyone's minds because I know it definitely helped with me. Like I came across these gym leaders that I had forgotten were gym leaders in Gen 4, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And then now I'm seeing them in this game, and I'm like, sweet. Or their
Gen 4 music. Oh, the Gen 4 music's so good.
Dude, oh my god, yes.
And the music in this game, the music in this game is like, it's like, you want to talk about like, it's the most Breath of the Wild thing in this game is the music, I feel like.
Yeah, but like if you notice too, when you go into battles and stuff, it's the same battle music from Gen 4, but with these like ancient Japanese instruments. It's so cool.
No way.
Yes, like
I didn't even notice that.
Get into a wild Pokemon battle or like a trainer battle and listen. It's the same. it's the same music, but they just use different instruments. It's a different
That's so
remix.
cool.
Yeah,
It's a
so
gift that
good.
keeps on giving. Like this game is like reference mania. You know,
It really is, man. Oh, it's so good.
makes me appreciate Gen 4 even more.
Yeah, and it's like it's really cool too, because even like because I think this game's already sold like really well,
Yeah.
and I think I can see it too because like when I was playing it, like my girlfriend's never played a mainline Pokemon game, and she was
Yeah.
watching me play it, and she was like, "This looks so fun," and so we actually went to go and like pick her up a copy, and it was like sold out almost everywhere around us. So it's like this game is selling really well, and like the fact that like there are people who haven't played a Pokemon game since like Gen 1 and 2 are getting back into it, and then even newcomers. And I think like this is I'm really hoping that like Pokemon
I
and Nintendo see this as a good thing, and like they continue this Legends line, because yeah, Pokemon Legends Cerebi and Mew I think would be pretty sweet.
I think it's already sold half as much as Diamond and Pearl remake.
Whoa. I mean, I expect that, yeah, but yeah.
That's crazy.
But like,
But I mean, I think that's a worldwide number.
oh
Yeah.
wow.
Man, yeah. I
I
mean,
want to see the numbers with Sword and Shield because like I don't remember Sword and Shield ever getting this hype. Like I just remember thinking like, well, I'll get it because like other people are
well,
it's
Sword and
Yeah,
Pokemon.
Shield
exactly.
did sell really well.
I mean,
Plus, there
there's
was
like
a
word of
Switch.
mouth, like
It
word
was
of
a
mouth.
console. It was a console Pokemon game, so that's why everyone was really excited about that one.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, right here. Pokemon Sword and Shield are now the second highest selling Pokemon games of all time. It is yeah, I mean short of course the very first one. Oh, what is the top one? I mean, I would assume it's red and blue.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yeah. So
Yeah.
Sword and Shield. I mean, we're not gonna talk sales figures for the rest of Nintendo games. We'll just do strictly Pokemon. This is now a strictly Pokemon pod, especially because we've gone over an hour
It's not on
already.
game. It's not. It's also not on Game Pass, Chris. If you're
This
watching,
the game. So Sword and Shield has sold 24 million units like worldwide, and Red and Blue is 31.
oh,
So
this just in: Sony has bought out Game Freak. Oh no.
so I don't know. Like I'm kind of curious.
Actually, that
How
would be that would be exactly who Nintendo would buy.
do you guys think that do you guys think that this game Legend Arceus could pass Sword and Shield?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, because
easy,
like this
easy.
game, I've never seen a Pokemon game that had like I can't think of the last Pokemon game that had this much word of mouth. Like if we're talking about it at work, like at my restaurant, like I didn't even know these people were interested in it, but like they saw footage of it, like their favorite streamers playing it or whatever, and now they're like, man, I kind of want to. I haven't played a Pokemon game in a while, but I kind of want to play this game now, and I'm like, dude, it's so good. Like it makes me feel like I would say Gen 3 over since Gen 3, I've never felt like a Pokemon game has been this fresh. Yeah. Gen 4, I guess there's like touchscreens and nice graphics, but like in terms of just like new mechanics, I might even say Gen 2, honestly. Like this is like brand new stuff. It's a whole new world.
This fresh. I don't know. I mean, I thought Gen 7 or yeah, Gen
Lola?
7. Yeah, I think Gen 7 was pretty fresh. I mean,
Oh, I didn't
I
play
don't
Gen
know.
7,
I don't
so
know
that's
why
why.
why there's some people who didn't like Gen 7. I don't understand, cuz like I thought it was pretty fresh getting rid of the gym leaders. There's Ultra Beasts like I don't know. I thought Gen 7 was great.
Also, Gen 7's anime is great too.
You're talking about Alola, right?
Yeah.
That's Gen 7. Okay. I
Yeah,
just
Sun
want to
and
make
Moon.
sure. I just want to make sure that you're
Yeah.
saying that Alola's anime is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But dang, it's crazy. We didn't even talk about the noble Pokemon, Rob, this whole time. You want to just quickly talk about some nobles? Like, can we just talk about how like this is insane that like we have boss battles in a Pokemon game where you're
Pokemon?
not
Oh,
even like
what?
You don't
That's
even have
exactly
to
what I
use
wanted.
Pokemon.
you're not even yeah you don't even need to send out a Pokemon against these like this is something I realized that you actually don't even need to send a Pokemon out because there are times where you won't even get a chance to. So
Yeah.
like, well, you could defeat these noble Pokemon without sending out a Pokemon. It's kind of crazy how that works.
Is it like just takes a lot of skill?
Yeah, because essentially how it works is like they are trying to attack you, and so they have attack patterns and whatnot. So you have to dodge, and then you have to throw like the bombs at them. And
Oh,
so
okay.
like
Yeah,
you have an
but
infinite amount of them, so you don't have to worry about wasting them. But
yeah,
they have an
that's cool.
energy bar for the bomb for yeah, they have an HP bar, and so once it gets down, that you defeat them. And battles are only really if you once you stun them, and then like they goes, oh, here's your chance, send out a Pokemon to battle them, and then you can battle them, and then they just it just stuns them a bit longer, so you can throw more bombs at them. I don't know any other. Is
I
there any other like good thing about battling them, Rob? Because I can't think of one. Not unless like you get items for battling them, but I don't think you do. So
I don't like. Yeah, no, I don't think you do either.
yeah, so I don't know. I almost feel like it's
And
pointless to send a battle because like they're so strong anyway. So like,
and it throws off your timing.
it does.
So it messes up your Pokemon. So your Pokemon are weakened. Now you got to use items to heal them, or you got to go
Mhm.
rest. And it throws off your timing for the rest of the battle. Like you get back in, and it's like, okay, how was I doing this again? Because it's like
Yeah.
it's two totally different mind frames.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I defeated the third noble without using a Pokemon at all.
I did too. And I had
didn't
to.
use
That was the one that made me do it because that one was like that was pretty hectic.
Yeah, because even when I stunned it enough for me to send a Pokemon at it, I tried to switch over to my Pokemon to go throw it, and I wasn't fast enough, and then he recovered right away, and then started attacking me again. I was like, all right, looks like I'm not battling you at
And-
all. I'm just
And I guess that is I don't like the controllers.
The controls are
I don't like the
tricky.
controls either. Okay,
I the
the ride button, I cannot stand the location for the ride button. For
yeah,
the
plus I can't
I hate
I
it.
can't no, I want that to be my pause button.
Yeah, thank you.
And then every time I go to then if you once you get more than one ride and you want to switch them out, that's super difficult. Like you got to stop, do it, and then keep going. You can't do it like while you're moving,
Mhm.
unless you're gonna switch your how you're holding the controller.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Which I've
The
yeah.
controls in this game in general are kind of like, that's interesting that they took this route. Like, you have two different menus switching between X and like also. Oh, what's funny is you can change the camera controls from inverted to inverted. I was like, cool, I got this. So I changed both of the horizontal and vertical to inverted, and I tried to get used to it. And I swear I was like this close to getting motion sickness. Like it was so chaotic. I could not play this. I couldn't aim my Pokeballs. I was like, I just want to catch this Wurmple, please. I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I think maybe if it was like, because it's not an on rails game or a first person shooter, that's probably why it's just not natural to have that.
Yeah.
Like in the game like that.
Yeah, the controls I have issues with too, Rob. I mean, I think you could switch it out if you do a remap in the Switch settings. So maybe you might want to like try to switch something around. Because I don't understand why Pokédex needs to have its own button. Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather that just be in my pause menu. Like, why
Yeah.
does that have to be its own button? Like, that button could be better served for something else,
They should have done like the Skyward Sword style menu where it's like not motion control, but like you have a menu and then you have a selection of options,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just go to that one and that's
Yeah,
it.
damn. Imagine for the ride Pokemon, Rob, if there was a dial menu for like that. Oh, that would have been so much better. Yeah, because I really hate having to
just
switch.
pause, just have it slow down for that 1 second while you're
Mhm.
switching them out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been so much better.
That's probably my only real complaint about the game actually so far.
I mean, I'm sure I have more, but like, yeah, off the top of my head, controls are probably like the thing I don't
biggest.
enjoy the most. Yeah.
Are the move animations the same from Sword and Shield?
I think it's better.
It's better, right? I think it is, like, because I saw like the Deuce animations. I'm like,
You know what?
bro.
You know what I thought was really cool that I noticed? Somebody got paid to make sure that when you walk into your house, that your sandals come off when you step onto into the actual like floor or
I
whatever.
appreciated that so much.
Yeah, I was
Oh my
like,
God.
wow.
Let me just say, as an Asian, thank you.
Yeah, right. I'm tired of walking around the house wearing shoes. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, my shoes came off.
I remember one time I was at my friend's house and I
This
was like,
10
man,
out of 10 game of the year.
I was at my friend's house. I was like, man, I don't know why I'm feeling so uncomfortable. Like, I'm so like ticked off. And I realized their house is like carpet floor and I had my shoes on. And that was it. I was like, can I take my shoes off? Is that weird? Like, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay. I feel so much better.
Cosmic Curry, you get a house. Yeah, but it doesn't really mean anything. You rarely are ever in there.
You go to the rest, but
because like everything that you can do inside your house, you can do in the village. So it's like there's really no reason to go in the house. Yeah, and I don't think you can buy furniture either. So
even the workbench, you have a mobile workbench.
Yeah, you have a mobile workbench. There's the boxes outside for your inventory, and then you can change by talking to the tailor. So like there's nothing you can't do like in the village that you can do in your house. It's
The only thing you can do in your house is buy turnips, but you could just time travel every Sunday. So, all right, Cosmic Curry.
Oh, my lonely island.
All right, I think we've been talking about this
Pokemon Crossing.
I think we're good.
Should we give it a first week score?
I mean, I already think the game's fantastic as it is. Like I'm at the point where like
to buy it. Just buy the game.
Like, it doesn't even matter the score, right? Because like the experience is like not really.
I'm at the point where like I want to keep exploring in the game, but I also know that I don't have all the time in the world to explore. So like I'm torn if by like exploring or doing the story. And so usually story wins out, but sometimes like when I have to get from one point to the other, I end up taking so many detours, and I'm like, oh my God, look at that Pokemon.
I kind of want to complete the Pokedex again. Plus, it's helping me grind the levels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just gonna I'm exploring.
And the thing is, like, this is the first Pokemon game where usually when I play Pokemon games, I just want to try and finish it ASAP because, like, I want to get to the next gym, whatever. This one, the side quests, they get you, man. They're hard to resist. They're hard to resist.
I just want to unlock all the areas first. That's kind of my thing. And that's kind of how I did it with Breath of the Wild 2, where I just activated all the main towers because I just really wanted to have access to all the areas before I played.
That's so smart.
So I think that's why for me, I'm kind of powering through the story a bit just so that I can have access to all the areas, because there are certain Pokemon that I want that I don't have access to right now, and so I want to be able to get them.
Yeah, and your favorite is Tricky.
Yeah, Glaceon is locked away. Like, I mean, of course, I could have just spent my merit points on
That's how you get it. The merit points
on the... But there's another way too. You can do it through the Alabaster.
Are you guys playing this on handheld or docked?
Both.
Because
it's better docked because your a Pro controller is a lot more comfortable to use for this game than your Joy-Cons are.
I would say like one of the few that's my other complaint, which is not really a complaint, but the game is like the graphics are surprisingly jaggedy. Yeah, that's it. I actually forgot about it within like 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's it. But it is I was kind of like, oh, that's surprisingly like not smooth. Like, there's not really like any what is anti-aliasing or whatever.
Yeah, I mean they can't, what I mean? It's a Switch.
Yeah. So I'm like,
that's like my argument all the time. It's a Switch. What do you expect?
You really appreciate Smash Brothers Ultimate. Like the fact that they got the game look so smooth.
Yeah. But this game's a different beast altogether. But I really do enjoy it, and I like the Pokemon selection. I think it's hilarious. Someone pointed out like this is the best like game ever because it's the first Pokemon game to not feature any of the Kanto original starters. And so, hey, see, I knew Ryu would like that too.
It's proof you can make something great from Pokemon without Charizard.
Yeah, without Kanto.
I want to say something real quick before we end this pod. Ash Ketchum is going on the world tour right now in the anime, and all 8 regions that he lost in, apparently he's setting up the dream team of all its old Pokemon to fight in the Pokemon World Tournament Championships. And everyone's like, if the top 8 is going to be all 8 regions, that means we could finally see all of the other Pokemon the Gen 4 winner had. Because he had Darkrai, he had all these legendaries, but you only saw 2 of them.
Yeah.
I'm more excited for that.
I don't understand how he had a Darkrai. Like,
they're all dittos.
That makes no sense at all. That made me so upset. I found that out. I was like, what?
I thought that was like the worst way to end this an arc, and then the Kalos region happened, and then I was like, yeah, so hurts.
But at least Ash got a little smoochy.
Yeah,
that made his loss in the Kalos region like slightly better, because I was like, well, hey, at least he got Serena. You know what I mean?
But she's out of. I wonder if she's still in the series.
I don't know.
I hope so.
Do you think Iridia is Serena or May's ancestor?
Dude, I love her outfit.
Do you think I think she's supposed to be May's ancestor,
right?
Right? But people said that she kind of looks like Serena too, because she has Serena's eye color. So, maybe she could be both. You know what I mean?
Did Serena grow up in Kalos?
Yeah, Serena's Kalos. Yeah.
Kalos, yeah.
Or Kalos. I think they pronounce it Kalos though.
But so Ash Ketchum is from Kalos then, right?
Or no, he's from Kanto. He's from Kanto.
But I guess they're childhood friends.
They're childhood friends because she traveled to the Kalos region, or to the Kanto region, when she was younger, and they were friends from when she was there with her. Yeah, she was in the Kanto region.
Why would you go to Pallet Town for a vacation?
I don't know if it was a vacation, or maybe like she's from Kanto originally, and her parents moved to Kalos. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember the story exactly, but yeah, that's basically.
I mean, like that's like saying Sacramento is like a romantic city or something. You know, like come on, man.
But yeah. All right, now we should close out the pod. So that was fun. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if next week we just did more Pokemon talks, like especially if Chris and Kyo can make it on, because they're probably going to want to talk about it too.
I'm sure Chris is going to have like a lot to say about it. I'm sure he's going to love it, honestly. I think he's really going to love it.
He hasn't said anything in their Discord about it yet, so maybe he's keeping the suspense like alive.
He wants to like keep the spoilers away, stay away from the spoilers of it. Maybe.
Yeah.
He knows he should not engage if he wants to avoid the spoilers.
All right.
Pokemon's No Way Home.
So thank you everyone for watching / listening to us here tonight. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Metro King Radio. Be sure to follow us there, see when we post stuff, ask us questions, and subscribe to us here on YouTube. Metro Kingdom Radio, like, comment, and subscribe, so you can see whenever we go live. If maybe I might decide to go and stream me playing this game. I'm considering it. I really am.
Do it.
Maybe do a little shiny hunting, maybe not. But yeah, so if you follow us on there, you can see if I decide to go live here on our YouTube or on our Twitch at twitch.tv/Metro Kingdom Radio. And download our podcast wherever you download podcasts, like Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. Where else are we? I forget. But yeah. So thank you everyone for listening to us here tonight, and allow us to say our goodbyes. Ryu.
The coin, yeah.
He's gonna. I can't wait for you to get to that point where you meet the misfortunes, and you'll just be like, "Oh, that's what they meant." Rob.
Adios. I'm Clover.
And from me, I want to be Clover.
We're always after Lucky Charms.
And from me, your host, J-Playstar. Thank you so much. Well, J-Playstar and little kitty Ichigo.
It's Ghost Cat.
Oh boy, what are you doing?
Freaking cat glows.
Ghost Cat. So thank you everyone for listening to us. And until next time, we shall catch. Oh my God, where is the song?
We'll catch on the red side.
You on the Switch side.
Rob, have you learned the rules to the TCG yet?
Yeah, I've been playing online.
How do you like it? It's all
cool.
right? Yeah, it's not the best card game, but
It's